What is up, guys? Zan from the Zan Madden YouTube channel. And double post out of the gun bunch offset is far and away the most popular play that you guys see online. And for good reason. It is probably the most effective play that most pro players tend to run.
A book. He gets the fumble the very next play. Blitz brought, picked up nicely. Parr with the catch and takes a big hit.
Again, you got to have all the respect in the world for Cobo. He's going after Henry. He's not sitting back on his heels. He wants to force a turnover, and he's putting pressure on him.
That's a beamer user!
Today's video is going to explain how to stop this play with a special coverage shell, and I think you guys are going to have a lot of success against this moving forward. Now, first off, this play is found in the Philadelphia Eagles and the Indianapolis Colts offensive playbooks. Now, starting off with this play, the strengths of it lie in the fact that you basically have two routes that really do a good job of getting open at the second and third levels against zone coverage. And there's a lot of adaptations for this play that you will frequently see online. The primary adaptation of which is going to be where they just put the point man on a streak and snap the ball, allowing him to run off the coverage shell and then throw the post route down underneath of the deep zone. This is one of the best cover 3 manipulations in Madden, and it can get you downfield relatively quickly if not usered. The other thing that is really great about this play is the fact that you can just hike throw the tight end off the line if they do not have a hard flat or some sort of zone dropped and outside leverage zone. So you're gonna see here a lot of players will just throw this and rack it and turn it up the field right there. Doesn't look like much, but that's 7 yards. And that is a real pain to deal with when you face somebody who will take their check down. Now, of course, when you have to be in the middle of the field to guard the post and you have to be in the flat to guard that quick tight end route, the running back in route out of the backfield is one of the most annoying in the game. And a lot of players will use the juke animation right after the catch to wig out whoever's in the area and turn that check down into big yardage as well. So those three routes on this play are super good at breaking the back of the defense. And then, of course, that doesn't mention the setup in which they just streak the outside players, snap the ball, and you're going to notice that they run it just like verticals. This is going to be a really tough throw because you could throw this crossing route underneath and toe tap on the sideline underneath those KOs for big yardage, as well as having the ability, if you want to throw the wheel route late in this play as well. So with Megatron running down the field, you'll notice that a lot of times this tight end is going to be open for a toe tap on the sideline as well. So this play is a quick snapper's dream. It really only requires putting a random player on a streak here or there, and there's a variety of different routes that are going to get open. Hence why it is the top pro meta in the game. Now let's go ahead and talk about how to shut down this play, at least the most common versions of this play. So what we're going to do is we are going to choose a defense in which we have the 3 safety rule. For those that don't know, when you have 3 safeties on the field, whether it's a stock formation such as big nickel over G or big dime, for instance, your safeties get outside third adjustments. This is going to allow you to base out of the play known as cover 2 or a Tampa 2. And with this, all you're going to do is turn match on. You don't necessarily need to have zone drops for this to work, although you can if you want. So let's go ahead and just call cover 2. Now, the cool thing about this, what we're going to do is we're going to create a couple of different coverage setups for this. Now, this is going to come to you straight out of my big nickel over G defensive game plan, although you can adapt this coverage into whatever defense you want. And if you guys like this video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit that notification bell, maybe even drop a comment below to help push this video out in the YouTube algorithm. And especially if you like this video, head over and check out that game plan, as I have more than just this coverage in my big nickel over G game plan. In fact, I've got 2 or 3 other coverages specifically for bunch that when you mix all of these up together, you will shut down this particular offense when you face it online. And that, of course, is one of the most frequent things you'll face. So definitely go check it out. I've got videos for tight, trips tight end, and all other different types of offensive linemen as well. You guys can get everything on the website, including our vault with over 180 vault tips and Discord access with our lab sessions every single week for just $9.95 a month. Go check it out. But what we're going to do here with this particular breakdown, let's talk about how to shut down this play out of Tampa 2. So as I mentioned, we are going to be using the 3 safety rule. With this particular defense, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we have knockouts at the top 2 safety positions. These are going to be deep out KOs. And we're going to also make sure that we have a knockout at our slot corner position. And this is also going to be a deep out KO, because what we're going to do with this play is we're going to put our slot corner into an outside third. We are going to rotate and close center field with this safety. and we're going to take this safety over here and put him in an outside third. Now, this is a very, very good coverage for this particular meta. Now, we don't necessarily need the mid read. I would actually probably lurk on this player, to be totally honest with you, but you can also, if you want to, put him into a hook curl. This will help with defending the running back quick throw out of the backfield over the middle. But essentially with this, what we're doing is we're deterring them from throwing the quick flat to the tight end off the line because we have a flat defender out there. He's not zone dropped. We're taking away any potential deep corner route to the wide side with our KO dropping out of the slot. And we've got a KO that can break on the post or the crosser if thrown hot over the middle of the field. And then we've got this safety up here over the top that is going to be able to break on the crosser to the short side of the field, or be able to break on the C route if thrown behind the cloud flat, which it's not going to get open behind the cloud flat either way. So when we go ahead and snap this ball, let's go ahead and start off with our first setup, which is probably the one that's a verticals adaptation. We'll run it kind of like this. You're going to see that if we do, and I'm going to spy the pass rush here just to kind of show you. If we do run this, what you're going to see is that we're going to get a little cloud flat jam. And then if we go to throw this corner route, or this crosser route rather, you see our KO has eyes in the back of its head and it can break on that throw. So again, this is why it's very important to make sure that you have a KO in this spot, because when they run this pull route, you're not going to be able to break on the crossing route underneath unless he has this ability. So make sure that you have this, otherwise this is going to be very problematic for you. In terms of the rest of this play, if we take a look at the bunch side, the quick throw to the tight end over here in the flat, if they want to take this directly off the line and kind of make you respect it, they could. You could always change your cloud flat into a hard flat to take that away. But what I like about this play is that we're keeping a bracket over the top with this outside third on the seam. The inside pass lead to this seam is taken away by the post defending safety. And basically late in this play, if they do decide that they want to throw that wheel up the sideline, we'll have the break on ball with that as well. So let's go ahead and show you what I mean. We'll go and run this time, targeting the tight end late in the play. So again, our rotation looks like this. You guys can go ahead and leave this guy in the hook curl. I probably, again, would user this player and kind of let that crosser go and then kind of hedge over towards the tight end. This time, again, I'm going to go ahead and snap the ball. We're going to lurk over here. I'm going to hold on to the ball a little bit long here, see if I can maybe get this throw. You see right there that the cloud flat, the cool thing about this is that it will match on the wheel up the sideline. So if you face somebody that is not making the quick throw to the flat, the cool thing about the cloud flat on this is that it will convert into man-to-man on the wheel as it breaks up the sideline. Now, this is the downside of this, in that the running back, as it breaks over the middle, can be open on this play. So pay attention to this particular route right here. This is why I would likely user on this side. You see the red circle, and I would take the running back on this. But again, you don't have to worry too much about the wheel being open or the crosser being open. This is a great setup that you guys can utilize. The other thing that you guys can do with this coverage call is change the location of your KO zones. So what we're going to do now is we are going to take Bo Jackson, who is one of our KOs, and I'm going to put him over here in this spot. And then we're going to put our pick artist, lurk artist over here in this spot, and we're going to use a slightly different rotation of this coverage. This time, instead of playing the coverage like this, we are instead going to play the coverage like this. Now, with this particular call, I love this because what we can do is essentially play a vert hook that can kind of get active on the running back out of the backfield. We can keep our cloud flat over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to lurk right here on this. The only throw you have to worry about is a quick flat to the running back, which you can help yourself out by putting your defensive end in a hard flat if you don't want to guard that. You want to stay in the middle of the field. You can rush 4. But the cool thing about this is that you will notice that if they do the runoff, let's go ahead and just focus on the runoff route that we were talking about a second ago. When you have this outside third over the solo receiver and you are playing match, he will press him into oblivion. In fact, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten players who think this is a man press and they go to lob this immediately off the ball thinking that it's man press. So what ends up happening is they snap the ball, oh, man press, and then they go to lob this, and then it ends up not running past it, and it ends up being most likely an interception if you have a lurk artist. Right there, we had a drop, but nonetheless, he's in a spot where he's never going to get cooked by a beat press animation. The other thing that this does is it also makes it impossible for the crossing route to get open for two reasons. One, it's a knockout. And two, if they do throw this, you're going to notice that the player that is getting jammed can't get out in front of that crossing route enough that the crossing route will get open. So you see the jam. And if I go to throw this, I mean, look how bracketed that is. And the other cool thing about this play is that if you decide that you want to leave the mid-read zone in this play with match on, notice how this player, the one that we were using in our previous coverage setup, will match this crosser. This is such a cool adaptation to leave this mid-read matching this route. So you end up with multiple players in this area. You can leave this guy on a hook curl if you want to and just let this crossing route go. Again, knowing that this player down here is going to have eyes in the back of their head and Bo Jackson will be able to break on it. Or you can leave the mid-read on this as well, which will allow you as a user to look for this second post that a lot of players like to throw in behind with a pass lead down. So this is going to allow you to really, really bait this throw. So our coverage basically looks something like this. They go to decide to throw the second post in behind on something maybe like this. You can kind of just bait, and then you're going to back into that window. You see right there, we actually got a pressure inaccurate, but nonetheless, you're going to let that first crosser go because it's never going to be open in this particular coverage with these setups. So this is a great way to handle that. Now, as far as the running back goes, this is something that is a little bit tough. One thing that I'm a big fan of doing from time to time is basically running a shade. So I'll shade my coverage down. And what that does is it tells this vertical hook over here to get really active. This mid-read is not going to match, but again, it does not matter. And I can go ahead and still play hard flats in both flats. So the quick throw to the tight end off the line is taken away by the hard flat on the right. A table or a wheel quick out of the backfield to the left is taken away. And then the running back over the middle is going to be poached by the vertical hook. So if you get somebody that runs this and they decide, oh, I want to throw this, boom, that's going to be intercepted, provided that your pick artist ability actually works.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
So that is how you shut down the #1 play in Madden 24. This is what you see online all day, every day. It's one coverage, two different setups, very simple setups. All you're doing is changing some thirds, and you're going to be able to shut down this play with ease. Just make sure your knockouts are in the correct spot. Make them have to live on their other plays. A lot of players will immediately start to go and run their corner route setups. They're going to motion and try to get C routes open, and that's a lot easier to defend than double post. This is far and away the most difficult to defend play in the game, and I've taken it away with a simple adaptation to cover 2. You guys can apply this to any other defense in the game that's nickel based or dime based or dollar based. Just make sure that you guys have a 3 safety rule package. Safeties in the dollar package is the way that you get those adjustments for the Tampa 2 play in dollar, free safety inside package in nickel over, or you can run a free safety inside package in the other nickel defenses in the game. Just set up the same coverage shell with the same coach settings, have the right knockouts in the right spots. It's that simple. But that's it for today's video, guys. Again, if you guys enjoyed it, make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, drop those below. Subscribe to the channel. And if you guys want more, I've got the rest of my coverage-based setups over in the Kansas City Chiefs game plan on gridirongameplans.gg. Check it out. We'll see you guys later. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.